What's up, my dudes? Val here, and today I'm going to be talking about who, in my opinion, is the top 5 units in the game. Well, not top 5 units, top 10 units in the game. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be going down the list. If you guys ever want to participate in the list, whenever I'm getting ready to make these videos, I will go into the official Discord and basically just ask. I'll present a list, ask for people's opinions, see if I'm missing anybody. But at the end of the day, I'm the one placing the units on the top 10, where they're at and where I think they belong. Basically, how good they are. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Off rip, we're going to start off with, shocker to nobody, Father of Humanity is the best unit in the game. He got buffed. Well, he got nerfed, but he also got buffed by the inclusion of Black Flames. You guys can expect to see Father of Humanity nerfs in the future because it's impossible to balance around this unit. Because anytime you want to add a cool passive, you have to remember Adam kind of breaks it because he can get to such a high attack stat while using the passive, because you can go raise attack into 100 and then apply whatever funny passive you want to apply, so you can make just an insanely strong unit. He's insane, and there's a reason he's number 1. I don't think it's really contestable. He's just absolutely the best unit in the game. So, next up is Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is at number 2. Gilgamesh is very strong. One of the highest base attacks in the game, going into raise attack. He's very, very, very powerful. He is a full AoE. He has a nuke. He's good for everything but Abyss because he's banned in Abyss. He's just insanely strong. Insanely strong unit. Gilgamesh is absolutely nuts. Really, 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 really good unit. Next up, I believe, I had to pull up my list, is Grimmie. So next up is Grimmie at number 3. The reason Grimmie's number 3 is because he's hybrid upgrade 1. He has access to full AoE as one of his random attacks. He applies different status effects, and then not to mention when you actually do get a max upgrade, he becomes very strong. He's very cheap to upgrade up until his very last one, so he's a very good unit for the value that you get out of him. He's really good in most progressive modes. He's super, super valuable in Abyss. He carries Abyss a lot of times. Grimmie is absolutely insane, and I think fully deserving of the number 3 spot. Number 4 is probably going to shock some people. I'm going to explain why I'm putting Sasuke over Itachi, even though Itachi, I have tested it. Itachi gets up to a 1.6 million attack stat, while Sasuke gets up to a 1.3 million attack stat. Why Sasuke over Itachi, even though Itachi is probably better in Infinites? It's simple, it's consistency. So, I've explained this in my video. Black Flame, you want to be able to apply off rip. You want to be able to apply on their spawn, and you want to be able to apply to get as many ticks in as possible. And Black Flame is such a strong passive that I think putting him as number 4 is kind of warranted, because he absolutely obliterates most of the game modes, and he absolutely obliterates most of the progression modes. He obliterates Abyss because Black Flame's the way it works. It's an incredibly powerful passive. It's really, really good, the fact that it never actually goes away, and he's able to carry a lot. You guys can see how much I use him. He's able to carry a ton. It's mostly in Abyss that he's carrying super hard, but he is just able to absolutely guarantee that enemies die. He's able to buy you 2 to 3 waves to go ahead and set up your money farms, which is insanely valuable inside of Abyss. You're able to go ahead and buy that time and be able to set your farms up so you can go ahead and build the rest of your team. So I think his ability to just basically solo the first couple waves alone makes him an absolute top 4 unit. I think he is that good personally. Now, the issue between him and Itachi, a lot of people are going to see Itachi on the top 10, like, why Itachi's better, blah, blah, blah. It's consistency. He only has Black Flames. He doesn't have random, so he's always going to apply Black Flames. You can put 1 down, and he's going to apply it, and not to mention he's cheaper with a place limit of 4, so even if the first 3 don't apply Black Flames, the 4th one probably will, but I really doubt the first 3 won't because it's a triple hit. So yeah, either way, he's really, really, really good in my opinion, and I think he's deserving of the top 4 spot. So next up, we have Yuta. Yuta as number 4. This will shock some people because he got nerfed, but his nerf was actually a buff due to a bug. Currently, there's a bug on his final upgrade. Rika still applies Despair and stuff. Rika will still attack even on his final upgrade. I think it's kind of cool. I hope they keep that. Hope they make that bug a feature. It's actually kind of dope. But these are another reason why he's so good and why he's so highly rated on the list is he leads Love Pressure, which once I get to my top 5 categories, it's going to shock some people that Love Pressure is a top 5 category. This team is nuts. This team absolutely dumpsters any metal stage in Abyss, outside of Abyss, whatever. Its ability to kind of negate metal stages as a whole makes it absolutely insane. And him being such a strong unit on top of being a lead for one of the best categories in the game makes him absolutely worthy of his spot on my top 10 list, I believe. Next up is one that's not going to shock anybody, is a Visored Captain Shinji. Yes, my Shinji is unevoed, cry about it. Anyways, what Shinji basically does, he has a once, you can only rewind an enemy once per that enemy's life. So he has a rewind ability on his normal attack, and he has a nuke, basically, that you can activate with no requirements, to the point where he can wipe out bosses and stuff inside of Abyss very easily. He's used on almost all Abyss runs. He's used everywhere. This character, I don't think I need to go in too much detail about why he's a top 10 unit, but he's absolutely insane. Next up is Gojo. Gojo himself, or herself, I should say, for this one. So Gojo leads one of the strongest, if not the strongest category in the game in spiritual sensitivity with an overall 130 lead. You got the 10% range plus 120 attack. He leads probably the strongest category in the game, not to mention that he is an absolute beast of a unit himself. He's able to apply knockback, he's able to apply slow in a full AoE, and he's able to apply cosmic all by himself, able to apply each of the three, as well as having one of the best time stops in the game. The list goes on and on as to why this unit's insane. Gojo is absolutely busted. I don't think I need to go into too much detail about that. So next up, we have the new 6 paths or 9 tails mode Naruto. So this unit is going to shock a lot of people on my top 10, and there's a very simple reason for it. You can run him and Ramen Guy instead of Idol, and the reason you can run him on teams where he's not even on the category is because even off the category, he's able to break a 1 million attack stat on his own due to raise attack. So a 1 million attack stat with forward placement, he's able to dish out 4 million damage off the leader. Whenever he's on the leader, he's 3 million attack stat, and he can get up to forward placement. That's 12 million damage off this unit. He's absolutely insanely busted. He is so damn good. Really worthy of a top 10 placement. This Naruto is absolutely nuts. So next up, we have my favorite unit on the update, Pain. So why is Pain so low is what you'll probably ask, because a lot of you guys probably know already. Pain's damage is ridiculous. His damage output is nuts, but he has one main weakness, and that's the range of his summons. Grimmie's summons, for example, are 100 range, while Pain's summons are 80 range. Now, if anything actually steps into the range of his summons, he absolutely shreds them. They basically no longer exist because he absolutely melts the ever-living hell out of them. He is such a good unit for that in that regard. He is an insane powerhouse when it comes to damage output. It's just his range really does hold him back. But he's still so strong damage-wise that I had to put him in the top 10. I just had a lot of difficulty deciding where. But he is an insanely good unit. I highly recommend getting him built up if you do have him. The next one is probably going to shock some people, but not really. I don't know. I think this one's fairly obvious. Is Hashirama. Hashirama, God of Shinobi. So why is this dude on the top 10? It's justice. It's really this passive. This passive is extremely easy to ramp up, especially whenever you have units like Sarutobi, who applies 4 debuffs, although I have learned that any damaging debuff doesn't count to it. So Sarutobi really only applies 2 debuffs that actually count towards justice. Same with Pain. Pain applies 4 debuffs, but once again, only 2 debuffs. And then you have Tobirama. Drowning applies 2 debuffs as well. So between those 3 units, that's 6 debuffs. That's a 6 times 3, 180% damage increase that you're able to get off of just that. Then whenever you pair him into infinites and his raised attack on his correct team, because of the new Naruto 3 times bonus, he can easily get up to 13 million attack stat, as well as having all this amplification on top of it. Hashirama is insane. He's a very strong unit. Highly recommend building him, simply because of his lead, and not to mention of how strong he is by himself. So yeah, that's my top 10. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys agree with me, disagree with me, let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.